Right now, here the end of the line I have used just to show you that these two lines right now is inside the if condition. That means if the condition is true, then only these two lines get printed. Though the condition is true or false, this line get printed. Right, that means this is not inside the if condition. Right. Now, as per the given question, right now, let's see. Right, number int input into number. If it is the number is in between 10 and 50, and okay, you have used the AND operator as well. And number modulus 2 equals 0. Number is valid, right? Number is 12. Why again enter? Okay, I have copied here. No? Right. Control Z. It has to be Control C. 12. So then it says valid end of the line. Right now we don't need to display this end of the line since now we have understood this. Right now, if it is 15, it won't display anything. If it is 12, it would display number is valid. Right now, even here, right now you have used these operators like in between operator in once. But let's say we have multiple operators, multiple conditions to be met. Right now, you can say 10 greater than less than or equals to 50, and the number variable is less than or equals to 50, and number modulus 2 is equals 0. Right now, if you want, in order to increase the more readability, you could put an bracket. Then inside this bracket, you have all these. Right now, all this has to get evaluated to one single true or false. Thereafter, it has to be worked out, right? If it is 15, no. If it is 18, yes. If it is 62, no. If it is 8, no. Right. Okay, now if I change the question, now tell me where I should change it. Right now, if I change it like if either number should be in between 10 and 20, even number in between. Okay. All right, now I'm going to make it a little bit worse, huh? Even number, even in between 10 and 20. Or to display valid, I'm going to say display valid for numbers even in between 10 and 20, either odd above 100 for valid for numbers even numbers in between 10 and 20, or either odd numbers above 100. How can you change the modification for this if conditional statement? How can you do the change? What is the code change required? Send me the logic quickly, the if condition via chat, please. Finish?
Almost
Right.
finished, sir. Hold on.
Right. Now what you have to do is, okay, let me check the answers you have sent. 10, 15. Okay. Right. Okay, I'm gonna take a copy of the if condition. Right, and I'm gonna paste it here. It says the number is in between 10 and 20 or even and even or not equals to 0, great, and number is right, number is valid. Very good. Right. Okay, then this is how we can do it. Right. Right. So now we can discuss about what else. Now, if it is right now, if it is true, if the condition is true, then what should happen? Only we have written. If the condition is true, what should happen is written now. Right now, if it is else, that means if it is false, number is not valid. No. Right now, if it is not valid, I need to write it as well. Right now, let's get back to a basic one. Right now, if it is a number, I'm gonna check whether it is an even number here. If it is number is an even, I'm gonna say if the number is an even number, I'm gonna say valid. Else, if it is not, I can have else. Else, I'm gonna say invalid. Right now, sorry, invalid number. Right now, I can say sorry, invalid number. Now I have done a mistake. Now, can someone tell me quickly before I feed this into the Python interpreter? Can someone tell me what is the mistake that I have done here in my code?
Haven't kept a space in print line.
Yes, that is what you call as the indentation. Yes, I have not kept the indentation. Yes, right now for the body statements, I need to have the indentation. Right now, you can have the else part. Right now, right now, what does it say? Yes, sorry, invalid number. Yes, semicolon. The double quotes are missing. Right. Enter number. If it is 1, it says invalid number. Okay, then we can say this is an even number. You can display the number is an even number. Even number is an even number. Right, then I can say it's an odd number. If it is the other way, we can say odd number. Right, number is an odd number. It is 5 is an odd number, 6 is an even number. Right now, here, if this condition right now, you can see here, now, if the condition is true, if the condition is true, it goes to the body part. If you required, if it is this else part is optional, okay, that is not required. Even without this also, without the else part also, the code works, right? If the condition is true, it works. If the condition is true, it works. But then if you want to have else part also, that is optional, you can have the else. Then if you have the else, you can have, if the condition is false, what should happen, right? If the condition is false, what should happen? Also, you can represent in the same if condition under the else part. If the condition is false, you need to display else part. Likewise, you can have it. Right now, this is how you could put the else. Right now, if the condition is true, it goes to the body statement. If the condition is false, it goes to the else part. Right.
Excuse me, sir. Assuming we don't want anything to happen, if the condition is false, then
Uh-huh.
what do we do, sir?
Sorry, if you don't want,
Yeah, so let's say one condition is proven false in the if statement. So if we don't want anything to happen in the else statement, then what do we do, sir?
you don't want anything to happen. That means you don't want to have else statement, right?
Yeah, is
Then
that
it's
allowed, sir?
yeah. You don't have to put no right now. Simply like this. Only
So
if
we can
condition.
just okay. So we don't. It's not a necessity in
It's
Python to have
optional.
a close.
Else is
Okay,
optional.
right, sir.
Okay, it's optional. Okay,
Okay,
now see it's working.
yes, sir.
It's optional. The mosquitoes. Right. Okay. Um. Right. What I was talking. um, okay. Write a program to check whether the number is okay. Well, how can it the negative or positive? Okay, check whether the given number is a negative one or positive number. Even what we have done. Okay, right now we'll have something like this. If it is, you need to ask user to enter the username and the password. If user enters username as admin and the password as what? Python one to Python, okay. Python at okay. Capital PYTH 0N. If user enters Python, right, as the password, then you need to display access granted, otherwise access invalid username or password. Otherwise, invalid username or password. Okay. If it is correct, you need to display access granted, otherwise, invalid credentials. You can say simple. Invalid credentials. Okay, quickly do that. You need to ask user to enter the username and the password, and based on the user entered, you need to check whether the input is equals to admin or the password is equals to Python, capital PYTH 0N. If so, you need display access granted. 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 If not, invalid credentials. Okay, quickly do it. Copy the convert into string. Do you see any requirement to do that? Anyone? Sandru, what do you think? Do you think is it required?
It is already a string.
Mm, I was also not sure, sir, about that. I just
Yeah, not required,
had.
Pute, because it is a string now already. The input method is giving us a string value already.
Okay, sir.
So, you're not required, okay? and you have to check if the username and the password is the same. You print access granted, otherwise you print invalid credentials. Right, now let's try it and see. Admin. For the first one you need to type Python, no? Access granted. The second one you need to type admin. Access granted, right? Okay. Right, now there may be a case, right? Or tell me for a number, what are the cases a number can have? If you compare two numbers, tell me what are the how many cases you can have? How many scenarios you will be seeing when you are comparing two numbers? You compare A and B, then what are the possibilities?
Like they could be equal, not equal, something like that.
Yeah, it could be A is greater than B, or A is equal to B, or B is greater than A. You can have only three cases, right? Likewise, let's say now I want to display if you have okay, now when you are comparing two numbers, whether two numbers like A and B, whether A is greater than or less than or equals, likewise I want to write. So I can do it easily. Let's say we need to get A, B, two numbers. Integer input A. We're gonna get the A. Let's store it inside A, and let's take B as well. Enter B. Right. Now I can have if A greater than B, then I can say A value A is greater than comma B. Or else I can have another if condition A equals B. A is equals to B. Or I can have A is less than B. A is lesser than B. Right. Now, when I want to compare A 10 and B is 5, then it will display 10 is greater than 5. Only the first one works. Only the first if condition is working. Right now, like this, I can have this get this thing done. Right now, tell me, in this case, right, if it is A, if like the first scenario is true, no? Right now, whatever the input doesn't matter, like how many times, right now, how many if conditions has been executed now?
Three conditions.
Yes, now 3 if conditions has been executed. Right. If 3 conditions have been executed, that means even this condition is true, it will check the second one. Even the first one and second one true or false, it doesn't matter. The third condition also will be evaluated. Therefore, all the conditions, all 3 conditions will get evaluated. No matter what. Because these are 3 separate if conditions. But there is a way we can have multiple if conditions. Right? How can we have the multiple if conditions? Now, obviously, if A is greater than B, if this condition fails, that means what? If this condition fails, that means what?
If else,
What can you say about A and B values? If this condition falls, what that means? A greater than B false. That means what? What can you say about the A and B values? A is greater than B is false. Yes.
Then it could be either one of the two cases, no? Either
Either
equal or less than.
it has to be equal or lesser than. Right. So I know it has to be equals or lesser. Right. Now I'm going to take a copy of this. I'm going to put else. Right. And then I'm going to say if A equals to B, then I'm going to say that. Then I feel like I don't have to check this. Then I would say else. Right. Now, right. Now, if this is false, it goes to else. Then I'm checking again right now whether I'm checking again whether if A equals to B. Right now, what is the issue? Right, the different indentation has been used. Right. Right. What is the different indentation? Right. Right, indentation, different indentation has been used. Right, then the A 10, B 9, B 90. Now you can see now previous case. Now in this scenario, all three if conditions were used. Right? Let's see. Now I'm going to enter the same values 10 and 5. Now how many times, how many if conditions will get evaluated now? How many if conditions?
one.
Okay, in this scenario, only once. Why? 10 is greater than 5. Therefore, it displays 10 is greater than 5. And then it executes this line and then it stops because it won't go to the else. Because if this condition falls, only it goes no. Right now, if I enter 10 and 10. Right, thank you. 10 and 10. Now, how many if conditions does it evaluate now?
Two conditions.
Yes, two conditions. Yes, because this was false. Then it goes to the else. Inside the else, there is another condition has to be evaluated. So this would display this one, so it won't go for the next. Even if it is now in this scenario, even if it is 5 and 10 we entered, only 2 if conditions get evaluated, not 3, only 2. Why? Even if it is false, it goes to else. Now if this get false, it goes to else. Then it will print is lesser than b. Right. Right. Now, what I want you to do is ask user to get the ask user to enter the name and the marks, right? And then display the gradings as below. If it is 0 to 40, fail. If it is 0 to 40, fail. And 40 to 60, 40 to 50, C. 50 to 60, B. And okay, 40 to 60, let's say 40 to 60, C. 60 to 80, B. 80 to 100, A. Right. Now, ask user to enter the name and the marks, and based on the marks, I want you to display the grade. Okay. Quickly try out and send it to me. Now the problem here, right now, as we have discussed already, now even if this goes, right, if the first condition is false, right, now if the first condition is false, what that means? If the first condition is false, what that means? If the first condition is false, what that means?
Marks are greater than 40.
Marks are greater than 40, yes. Okay, let me check. There's another one I have received as well, the same way, no? Corrected one, yes, and the same thing. Yeah, same. Right. Okay, marks are greater than 40. Okay, if it is, if the marks is, if this is right now greater than 40. So, do you think that is it required for us to check again, right, whether the mark is above 40? We know that for sure when it reaches here, that means if it passes this, if this condition become false, guaranteed marks are right now. This could be right now. Okay, here you check whether 0 is greater than number and less than 40. No, right now. So for therefore there may be a consequence. If it is a negative number, then it comes in. If it is a negative number, it may come here. Like let's assume if if the numbers right less than 40. If the marks are less than 40, then you say F. If it is less than 40, you say F. Right. If this condition falls and if it goes to else, what that means? What that means? Okay, if this condition falls, what can you say about the marks, the number variable?
Marks can be greater than or equal to 40.
Yes, can be greater than or equals to 40. Exactly, can be greater than or equals to 40. So, do we need to check this now? No, we know that for sure it is equals to 40 or greater than 40. So we're going to check. If it is less than 60, we're going to say C. Else, again, we're going to say if the marks are less than 80, grade B. Else, obviously, if it is greater than, you don't have to check a condition now. Then we can have like this. Right. If it is 40, it says C. If it is 60, it says B. If it is 80, it says A. If it is 35, it says F. If it is 55, it says C. If it is 85, it says A. Likewise, it will give you the grades. Right. Now again, now you can see it is very easy to use this FLC ladder. Right, now rather again doing else statement and again writing an if inside the else, it is easier to use else if condition has something called ELIF, else if. Right, then else inside if you can consider it as else ELIF. If this, otherwise else if. Right, again you have else if. Then you can merge this else if. Right, see how readable it is now. Now what does it say? Okay, let's type it. Right, if it is 40, it says C. If it is 60, it says A. 80, it says like this. If it is 25 A, likewise, it will give you the answer. Right. Therefore, we could replace this using else if. If, else if, else if. Right now, even let's say about the if it is now if you want to display number is greater than 80, else if right now above 80 to 100, no, if it is after 100, right now after 100, if you want to mention it as invalid marks or something, that also possible. And again, having else is optional. Even you can stop by else if, right? Let's say we don't have a statement like this, then having else statement is optional. It is not always required. So without else also you can have. If you want, only you need to have the else statement, right? Then here in this case, you can have the else. How? Else number is less than 80. B else you can have number is less than 100. You can display A less than or equals to 100. It has to be equal as well. And else you can say invalid mark. Right, semicolon. Right, now like this you can have it. Okay, what's wrong with this one now? Okay, else number greater than. Okay, you can't have else. And the condition, it has to be else. Yes, I was not reading. See? Even if you enter 110, it says, okay, it says invalid marks. Likewise, you can have it. That's how you can use if else if ladder in Python. Right now, here Python, you can use the if else if ladder. And that's how you can use the if else if ladder. Right. Or other terms you can have nested if statements. you can have it like this. Inside if condition also you can have if conditions, okay? Okay, quickly write based on the day number. Ask user to enter the day number 1 to 7. Yeah, based on the day number, I want you to display a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like weeks are starting from day 1 is Monday, okay? Monday. Day 1 is Monday, day 5 is Friday, 6 is Saturday, 7 is Sunday. Likewise, quickly do it and send it to me via chat, please, quickly. Ask user to enter the numbers in between 1 to 7. If the user enters any other number 0 or 9 or any other number except 1 to 7, you have to say invalid date. Okay, quickly do it and send it to me. Right, well, it says. Right now, if it is 0 or any other number, okay, if the day is equals to 1, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, invalid number. Right, now, today is Monday. If it is 0, invalid date. If it is 9, invalid date. If it is 5, Friday. If it is 6, Saturday. Likewise, it works. Right, now, you can see here we had to use right now in order to do this right now we have used 1 if condition, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 if conditions. Right now we have been using 7 if conditions. Right now same thing here we could have used rather using multiple nested if conditions, we could have used using match statement. Right now Python has something called match statement. In other languages you call it as a switch statement. Right, in Python, instead of writing multiple if else statements, you could use with the match statement. Right, in the match statement right now we'll have the same thing here, and then we can have the match statement like this. Right, then we can have the keyword match, and then the expression. Right now we have been working with the day number. That means we're going to check whether what is the value of the day number. Right now this is the variable. Then we can have this expression, match day number. Right now the day number may have multiple values. Right, then match day number. Then we can have cases. Right, the cases are the values it could hold, the values the day number variable can hold. And only advantage here is this, the day number variable will be evaluated only once. This will be evaluated only once, not like this if else conditions. Now here 7 if conditions, that is 7 times if conditions get executed. Here this match statement get executed only once or evaluated only once. Then based on the value of the day number or the expression value, the respective the case clause get executed. If there's a matching match, or if there's a match, the associate code block of the case will get executed. Right. Now, if it is case 1, you can print, if it is the case 1, today is Monday. Right. Then we can have case 2. Sorry, my bad. Right. Now, if it is case 7, the day is Sunday. Likewise, you can have it. Right. Now, since we wanted to have, if you wanted to have the else statement also. Now, this is optional, like in the if condition, that if you don't want else, you don't need to have it. If you want it, you can have case default. The case default, you can say invalid date. Right. Now, if it is if you want to have a default case, if none of the values are matched with the day number variable, then if the day number contains a different number compared to these cases, then the default case will get executed. Now, this is the default value. Then underscore we use. Therefore, this is if there's no matches for the cases in the given expression, then you can have this default case. Right. Right now, see the both works. Right now, the same thing what you have done using the same thing what you have done using multiple if else statements. Now we have done it using match the match clause or match expression, or you can say match statement. In other languages, we call it as switch case. In other languages, you call it as switch case statement. Now here we have match. Right now, remember this is the expression. Whatever the variable here you are having, right? The values that variable can hold would be the cases, right? Then we are looking for the exact case. Right now, this is again, this has to be removed. We are looking for the exact case. That means if the day number is equals to 1, it would display Monday. If it is the day number contains 2, would display Tuesday. If it is 7, it would display Sunday. If it is none of the cases are matched with the day number, then the default case would be displayed. Then it would display invalid. Right. Now this
So,
is how this is working. Just check whether you can understand this.
so only numerical values can be entered as cases.
Right. Now, good question. Right. Only the numerical values. Okay. Why don't you try and tell me? Okay. Just try whether is it only the numerical values. Let's say English vowels. find the you ask user to enter the character and whether it is a vowel or not. Right. So now we're gonna ask user to enter the character, and then we're gonna get the we're gonna check whether it is a vowel or not. Right. Okay. Just a minute. Beforehand. Right now, let's say here now I thought of changing this code. I just wanted to display weekday or weekend. Okay. Weekday or weekend. If it is 1 to 5 days, if it is 1 to 5 days, I want to display it as a weekday. If it is 6 or 7, I want to display as a weekend. Then multiple cases together. I want to combine multiple cases. So if I want to combine the multiple cases, right? If I want to if I wanted to let's say combine values. So if it is 1 to 5 as a weekday, right? Then I'm gonna let's say here up to this point, I'm gonna delete. Then if it is case 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. If it is case 1 to 5 Friday, weekday, it's a weekday. I'm going to mention it as a weekday, right? If it is case 6 or case 6 or 7, I'm going to mention it as if it is a case 6 or 7, I'm going to mention it as a weekend, right? Now, if it is a 6 or 7, weekend. Weekend, right? Now let's remove the coding here, right? All right, now if it is 1, it says weekday. If it is 5, it says weekday. If it is 2, weekday. If it is 4, weekday. If it is 6, a weekend. If it is 7, weekend. If it is 9, invalid day. If it is 10, invalid date. Likewise, it works. Right, now our question was to check the vowels, right? To check a vowel, right? Now whether it is a vowel or not, you ask user to enter character and you're going to check whether it is a vowel or not. Then, all right, we don't need to convert it to an integer and we'll consider it as a string. Enter a character, enter a letter, a character. Right, now let's say ch, the match is the character. So I wanted to check whether it is A, O, E, I, O, U. You can say CH is a vowel. If not, then you can say CH is not a vowel. Is not a vowel. Right now, let's see what's gonna happen. Right. If it is A, it says vowel. E, it says vowel. I, it says vowel. O, it says vowel. U, it says vowel. But the problem is if it is any other character, it would display not a vowel. Right. The problem is now this will only work with the lowercase letters, right? Now, if you enter a capital A, then it won't consider it as a vowel, right? Then it would say it is a what? Then it would display capital A is not a vowel, right? Because we are checking only for simple A, E, I, O, you know, or else like then if you know the string methods, then first thing we could do is we could convert this into lowercase, right? Or else this string to lower, or else you can here check the capital characters as well. You can check for the capital values as well. Is that explain or is that answered your question?
Yes, sir.
Right. Or else now, okay, quickly write a match case for a calculator, and based on the operator, you have to take the operator from the user, then that user has an expression for the match clause, and then based on the operator, perform the respective operation and display the output. Quickly do it. Ask user to enter the operand 1, operand 2, the numbers, two numbers with the operator, and then make sure based on the operator, you have to use the switch, match expression, and then if it is an invalid operator, you need to say invalid operator. Quickly do it and send it to me via chat, please. Right now, let's get the you get the character, right? And then we don't need the characters, right? So what do we need to get? Number 1, number 2, and the operator, right? That's it. We're gonna get X input number, input a number, and enter the number 2, say enter number 2, enter number 2. Right now, this has to be, let's say, integer values. So int will convert into an integer. Right. So the operator OP, OPR, and the operator right. Then if it is a match operator, if it is case plus, you need to type print x plus y is equals to x comma operator comma y equals to x plus y. See? Likewise, you can have it right now using easily. You could have done this, then you could have expand this for the other operators as well. Right now, yes, okay, I got one answer. All right, okay, good. Yes, you can expand it for the other operators as well. Right. Modulus and the exponent and the floor division, all you could have expanded this. Okay. And now next day we're gonna start with the looping constructs, right? So how to repeat the same task or multiple things. We're gonna discuss next day looping constructs. So you better do more exercises about if conditions, else if, or the nested ifs, and then the match statements. Therefore, if you have any questions, please ask, and you have to practice a lot in order to understand. And then you can see this is a combination or continuation from data types to operators to if conditions and the match clauses, right? And thereafter next week we're going to talk about the looping constructs. Okay, any questions you can ask now? Other than that, we can wind up. And yes, any questions, please ask.